Clap.
Problem, it's me.
Why have we started doing that again? We never used to.
Don't know. I actually don't know. How's it going, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Here's the Crack podcast. Another solo episode coming to you fresh.
Let's go.
Last week we dropped our first
Guest
podcast in our new format.
Speak.
What did we think? Reflecting back,
the quality is insane.
Yeah,
bringing
sick.
Aaron on.
All my days.
Bomb.
I think we should do a wee appreciation post on Instagram.
Nice. Well done, Aaron.
Woo! Some difference, but yeah, if you watched it or if you haven't watched it, go check it out.
Yeah.
If you did, let us know what you think in the comments.
Yeah, if you've listened to it, you probably won't notice that terrible much a difference, to be honest with you. But it's the watching.
Yeah. If
Go
you're
to
watching
YouTube.
this one,
Yeah.
and you're thinking, the quality's just okay,
Yeah,
go look at a guest
yes,
one now.
exactly.
So watchy
Fucking
watch.
banging.
But before we get into the podcast, we'll roll the intro.
Here's the crack, here's the crack, here's the crack, here's the crack, here's the crack. Welcome back, talking shit, I'm drinking wine, like and subscribe. Here's the crack.
I wanted to start off a bit off topic just to get us in the way. In the zone?
Is this completely on?
So you're going to start
Yeah.
off topic to get us on topic?
Exactly.
Ooh,
Obviously, when this goes out next week, it'll be like the Jake Paul Tommy Fury fight.
Boof.
What are you thinking?
Tommy Fury.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I think
Can you
Jake Paul-
elaborate a bit? Like this is like get
Well,
a
Tommy
bit
Fury.
involved.
Tommy Fury's a
Fury,
boxer.
yeah,
Tommy Fury's
yeah.
a boxer. Like.
You do well on
Do you know-
Sky Sports.
Do you know what? Do you know what?
Who's
I
gonna
think,
win? Tommy
I think that
Fury,
would have
yeah.
mattered 2 years ago. But see
Yeah.
now, it's just, I think Jake Paul's just caught up with him.
And then
Who's Tommy Fury fought in the last while? Like,
I know, and everyone's
when's the
saying,
last time he fought?
everyone's saying the pressure's gonna get them.
Yeah.
Jake
He's only
Paul-
after having a child too. He's not going to train as hard. Like,
What do you mean?
He
He's
didn't
Tommy
have a
Fury. He
child,
didn't
like-
have a child. He hardly squeezed out of his cheeks.
but he's not going to be like, here, I'm way here for fucking
Nah.
2 months to train like fuck.
Sorry,
But he's
he
going to
can't-
have to spend time with the
It
child.
might motivate him more though.
It might
To be
motivate him
like,
more.
I don't
Did you
want my
see
child to
fucking
see me
Jake
get
Paul
the
going? I'm
rejects.
just in time for me to watch, for you to watch me whoop your dad's ass on Molly May's fucking
He's a
post.
savage.
Oh my God.
Otherwise,
Oh no.
he's going to smash him. Hey, I think Jake Paul's going to
Jake
win.
You're
Paul-
such a
I think
Jake Paul fan.
He's
might
gonna
actually
win. He's gonna
I
win.
do have a feeling. I think he's gonna win, and like Tommy Fury's life's over. Like.
I don't think it's
There's so much pressure on him, like,
Yeah.
and he hasn't fought in a main card either as well. Like,
I know
like,
we're
that's a big
acting as
thing.
if Jake Paul's fought a boxer.
I know,
Jake
but
Paul's not on the lose,
he's
though.
fought more. Like,
This will be the first boxer.
it's hard to know. Like, it's like
But
I
think
don't know.
about this logically. Like, don't be silly.
I
Don't be an
seen a
idiot.
clip of like Joe Rogan when he had Dave Portnoy on, and they were talking about it, and like Joe Rogan was like, he can box, like Tommy Fury can box,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
Dave Portnoy's like, no, he can't, and he's like,
Oh.
look at these videos.
yeah.
So it's hard to know. It's it's the first sort of boxer, suppose you could say, Jake Paul's fight though.
But is Tommy
Yeah.
Fury really a boxer? Like, he's a Fury. Yeah, he's got the name. Like,
I know, but he's probably been
he's been on Love
fighting-
Island and
he's
shit,
probably
like.
been fighting since he was what age, like, whereas Jake Paul's only really started.
4 years, but he's wrestled too. Like when he was younger. I don't know. I think Jake Paul's got a great chance now. Like, if I'd have done it 2 years ago, I would have sweated for Tommy. But now I think Jake Paul. He's been out too long, and
Well, we'll see. We'll see,
I
won't
think
we?
his time's come.
Yeah,
My,
let us
um,
know in the comments what you think.
My verdict is Tommy Fury. I just think it's impossible to think that Jake Paul will win.
Impossible, like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think Jake
I
Paul's
like him,
too
mate.
smart. He wouldn't take this fight unless he knows he has a really good chance, or he knows he's gonna win.
Okay. I disagree, but fair.
we'll find out.
I mean, you fucking fight
Yeah.
and see you
Dead on, hey. Dead on, hey. Dead on. You'll find out what'll happen. You'll probably
2 hits.
You'll probably turn up late and
Me hitting
unprepared.
you and me slapping your ass.
Oh,
Sign me up.
Let's go.
Anyway, now that we've been off topic, let's get on topic, please. Today's podcast
it's sponsored by
movies.
movies.
is sponsored by IMAX.
By I am BD.
I am
IMAX
DB.
enhanced.
But to kick us off, we'll roll the intro for Tommy's question time.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the greatest show on earth.
It's Tommy's question time.
What is your favourite movie? I was going to ask what's your favourite movie over like the past year, but you were like, what's your favourite movie ever?
You can do 2.
Well, what's your favourite movie over the past year?
It's been, do you know what? It's been a long time since I've been to the cinema.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any new movies in a
Yeah.
while. Like it's been
So, like,
for
you
like
don't
November
go-
last year probably. Like,
Well, that's last, like all of 2022. So
but that's like nearly 4 months ago. Like 22. What came out?
I'll run through some here.
There hasn't been
So
much.
one of the big ones was Top Gun Maverick.
It was good.
It was
It
good.
was good. Like
I think the first one was better though.
the first Top Gun.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
It was cheesier. It was
But it was
Just
like,
more.
I
I
mean,
think
the
Top
need-
Gun
Top Gun,
Maverick
eh?
is generally a good film.
It
though.
is,
Like
it-
it's like a good film.
It was probably one of the best actually that came out last year.
Yeah.
What else have we got?
Have you seen Avatar?
Yeah.
Thoughts?
What do you think?
I haven't seen it.
No,
Well,
I
since
didn't.
I
haven't
wasn't
been to see
overly
it.
fussed on it. Though.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
feel
even
like-
bothered going to see it. Like,
I think
I'm
it's
not really
more.
interested.
It's more like how much can he do? Like it's so like visual.
James Cameron.
Yeah.
And like to me, like it drags out so much.
Yeah.
Like the story, it's like 3 hours long,
Yeah.
and the story's just so dragged out. And like, I watched the first Avatar before going to see it again, and like I thought it was better,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but
Yeah, we rewatched the first Avatar, but then didn't actually end up going to see the latest Avatar. So pretty
Like, I
The
feel like-
last-
he's trying to make it's gonna be like a big franchise. Like there's gonna be like 4 or 5 films, and I'm like, I don't really know if I want
the
that.
main thing behind his movies is the budget and how much like special effects and shit. Like, there's only so much
Yeah.
special effects you can
Right.
ram into a movie without it actually being a good movie.
So
Yeah.
I'll run through basically the Rotten Tomatoes best movies of 2022. Number 1, Top Gun Maverick.
Let's go.
What do you think?
Hmm.
Would you agree?
It was a very good film. Yeah.
Goose, you crazy bastard.
Number 2 was Bond Cheese of Inisherin.
It was very good.
Watched
I haven't
5 minutes
seen
of
It's,
it.
it's
honestly,
one of
I was
my. It was one of my favorite
I
films
think
of
it's gonna be
2022.
like I feel like all these films that are nominated for Oscars, anytime I've watched like an Oscar-winning film, I thought they were shit. No?
Banshees
like,
of Inisherin
you
was
know
very
what's-
good. You just had to get into it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like that film Leonardo DiCaprio won the Oscar for is shit.
Terrible. Hey,
It is
The
so
Revenant.
bad. The Revenant.
Oh,
is
Lad,
yeah.
his worst movie. Like,
It's
literally
it's
his
so
worst
shit.
movie.
It's
Like,
basically just like because he fucking put himself in dirt and shit.
Yeah.
And like all just
he's had so many better movies. Like,
what else have we got here? I thought Everything Everywhere All at Once is good.
I've seen it.
No.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Haven't seen it.
What else? Number 7's The Batman.
The Batman
I
was
thought
good.
it was
Yeah,
good.
it was
Yeah.
very good. I forgot about it. Like when you
Yeah.
actually think about it, like I think whenever someone asks you, "Oh, what was your favorite film this year?" you kind of just automatically start thinking about the latter of the year, like the
yeah.
I'm trying to find
Black
ones.
Panther.
Black
this year,
Panther
wasn't
was
it?
good.
It was
yeah.
good, yeah.
I didn't like it that much.
But you're not really
You're-
into Marvel.
yeah.
Like, have you watched all of them?
Yeah.
And you're
But
just
like,
not for
I just
you,
didn't. I know it was all. It was. I thought it was a bit too much about. What do you call him, Dan?
It had
Chadwick
to be.
Boseman.
It had to be though.
I know it had to be,
It's
but it was
emotional.
like, I don't know.
Enjoyed every second
I
of it.
didn't really enjoy it that much. Though. I think they should have just really fucking hit hard and just went
Yeah.
big time,
Yeah.
and then just left it there rather than
Yeah.
like carrying it throughout the whole movie.
I loved how they brought Michael B. Jordan back in it as well. Thought
Yeah.
it was very
there was
good.
a plot twist.
Yeah.
Have
Um,
any has seen that Nick Cage film?
Yes.
The Unbearable.
Yeah.
Was that good?
Yeah, it was
No.
funny. Like,
Was
yeah.
it?
It was weird.
Pablo Escobar.
Pablo?
Flipping. What you call your man? Pedro Pascal. He's
Yeah.
in it. Pablo Escobar.
Pedro? Is that
Anyway,
him?
favorite film of 2022. Yeah, probably The Batman or Banshees of Inisherin would be
Was it
mine.
that good? That film? The
Banshees-
of
yeah.
Inisherin?
I found it so
I
hard to
watched
watch.
it's the same actors and the same director done in Bruges, and it's
Oh, that's
actually
good.
Aaron's
That's
that
good, yeah.
does the producing for the Guest podcast. That's his favorite film.
What was I going to ask? What did you think of the new Glass Onion film?
No point in it, to be honest. I think it just made a sequel for the sake of it.
It was well made and
Yeah.
shit, like, but I was just very disappointed
It
with
was
the
so
ending. Like.
predictable what was going to happen though.
It was too predictable.
Once you
like.
knew, like,
It's like they tried to make it too predictable so you wouldn't predict it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
But like the first
was
Knives Out was so good. Like. I hadn't seen
Yeah.
it and I only watched it like
Mm, it was
recently
good.
before going to see that. Like.
Yeah, Madeline Klein was in the new one, so that's a bonus. Though.
That's why everyone watched it.
No.
That's what
So
the trailers. Oh no,
favorite movie of all time.
it's hard. Like
It's not a straightforward
I like.
question. Like.
I like. I'm gonna list off a few because they give you a
Mm.
bit of a feel of what I like. Prisoners.
That's
Is it-
good.
I like the one.
Never seen it.
You haven't seen. Oh,
Prisoners with Hugh Jackman
No.
and Jake
Seriously?
Gyllenhaal.
Is it an old movie?
Yeah, you'd
It's
like
not
it.
that old,
You'd like it.
What's
It's,
it about?
it's chilling. Like,
Is it one of
it's-
them movies you'd just be sitting
yeah.
in, like
it's like a
the
thrill.
on TV?
It's like a mystery thriller. No,
no.
it's a
Hugh
mystery
Jackman's
thriller.
daughter
No.
basically gets kidnapped, and he goes to try and find her.
No, I've never seen that.
But Jake Gyllenhaal plays like the cop.
Yeah.
It's a good cast. Like.
No, never seen that.
The Prestige is another good one. Like.
Mhm.
That's a really good film. I like the ones where there's like a proper plot twist.
Yeah.
Then recently, films that have came out that I thought were good. That Le Mans film.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
No, it was good. Yeah.
And then obviously all the Marvel films. Like.
I was surprised. I thought Limitless was your favourite film.
Like
Bradley Cooper.
It's really good, Limitless,
Yeah.
and then I watched Burnt last night again.
Yeah.
I love his films. I think he's in so many good films. Burnt's so good. Like.
Yeah. What about you, Shay?
Oh, so you have something from every genre. Like.
You're a big horror fan.
My favorite
Yeah.
horror. Like, I love the Paranormal Activities whenever they came out, and then
I don't know how
I think my favorite horror movie is either I can't even say it. Sinister or As Above So Below. I think As Above So Below. The one where they go into the catacombs.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick, like it's proper scary.
What's like one horror film that's proper scared the shit out of you? Because I feel like you watch that many. Like, what's one where you've been like, fuck, I don't know if I can watch this. Like?
Them two probably. That's what I would base my favorite horror movie on. The scariest ones is probably As Above So Below. Or
Yeah.
I love found footage. Like,
yeah,
I think it's probably one of the best.
fair.
Has there been any ones came out recently that have been good? Like?
Not really. No, not that I know of. Sometimes there's like good indie horror films. Like,
Yeah.
so there is.
You
like,
watch YouTube ones, don't you?
Yeah, barely shot ones. Like,
I remember
they're good,
there'd be nights I'd be staying here if we've been out that night, and me and him are in the living room. Like, I'm on the floor on the airbed and he's on the sofa. Just to clarify that we don't sleep together. The next minute you just reach over, I just look over the TV's on, just hear this like ghastly noise, and it's him just like watching horror films.
There's some brilliant like
Lad,
horror
what
films
are
on
you
YouTube,
doing?
like shorts, like 10-minute ones.
What about you?
Really like Whiplash.
Oh, unreal film.
Really like The Gentleman. It's probably one of my favorite films because
That's
it
good.
has everything. It has like mystery,
It's got twists.
suspense,
Yeah.
twists and turns, action, and then a bit of comedy
But
as
it's
well.
the cast as well.
Yeah.
Like.
And I'm a big fan of Charlie Hunnam. I think he's
He
class.
hasn't been in many.
Yeah,
many good
no, he
films.
hasn't.
I watched one recently. He was in. It was like him. He was in Skins.
No idea.
What do you
The
call it?
boy, in the second
I can't even
one.
think of his
Yeah.
name. He's
in that Irish movie as well, where he's British soldier.
Yeah.
What do you call him?
Oh yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I know what you mean.
He's Cook in
Yeah,
Skins.
Cook and
Yeah,
Skins.
I
Well,
can't
he's
remember
Cook
his
and
name.
Skins, okay. It was
you know what?
okay.
The Gentleman, Whiplash. Also, what was the other one? I had another one in my head. It's completely not really left me. It mustn't have been that great if I forget it. I obviously like all the Marvel movies. But yeah, no, The Gentleman and Whiplash. I don't really have any other. I really liked Fury, the one with the tank. I like a war film.
remember
I really
watching
liked
it and not being too fussed on it.
what do you call the one 1917, the one where it's all shot as one.
Is that the one on House Down?
It was
Y-
okay.
no,
that's,
that was Dunkirk.
Oh fuck yeah!
He was actually good in it.
Yeah,
Like I didn't think it was a good film, but like he was actually good in it.
yeah.
Remember when I was
And
seeing that in the cinema? And it was like all old people in the cinema. And I was like,
Law-Abiding Citizens, very good as
Oh,
well.
it's on
Gerard
there.
Butler.
That's really good.
Basically, if you seen it,
Yeah,
it's very good.
It's dark, like
It's dark.
but
Yeah,
it's good.
the start off, it's very dark.
That's one of the only good films I think he's been in. Jared Butler.
You never watched Olympus Has Fallen or
They're
London
not
Has
good
Fallen, or
films.
they
Nice.
are.
They're well
Lad,
made. Like
they're
they
not
are.
good.
They're good.
The storyline's not good.
The recent one's very good.
It's
The
just like
drones and
how much stuff
yeah.
can I blow up?
Yeah.
Like I hate films like that. There's story. There's not a real story. to
No,
it.
lad, but you need to appreciate what they're doing.
What's the best Fast and Furious?
Fast and Furious 5.
Don't even know why I'm asking.
Fast and
Shay, 'cause
Furious
I know what
5.
he's gonna say.
Fast and Furious 5.
Fast and Furious 5, the one in Rio.
If you
Yeah.
say anything later than 4, you can go fuck yourself.
No, Fast and Furious 5 was where
I
they should
do
have stopped
thi- I
it.
do
If you say
think-
anything later than 4,
I do think
No.
five was good. Like,
Fast and
but
Furious 5.
after
is that not the one with the Rock in it? The first one with
The
the
first
Rock.
one with the
It's-
Rock in it.
oh
Oh
yes.
my
Yes.
god, he
Safe,
ruined the whole franchise.
Like, no,
Yeah.
he ruined the
God.
whole franchise after
Come on.
5.
I did think 5 was good. I'm not. gonna
5
lie.
was insane.
No.
5 was perfect. Literally perfect. They
Go there.
stole,
Go
100 odd million, and then they're back doing the same bollocks again in the 6th.
I really like
But
Too Fast, Too Furious.
That's not what Fast and Furious was about.
Tokyo Drift.
But that.
Ding, ding, ding,
That's-
ding, ding, ding.
That's like taking the Marvel movies and next thing you introduce cars into them. Like, it wasn't what Fast and Furious was about.
Bring Lightning McQueen in.
Well, Fast and Furious 5 had cars.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
I get
it
what
was
he's
just
saying.
became so
I
not
know,
about
but
the cars
like,
anymore. It
the
became
first-
about the heist. It was all
Yeah.
like heist, bro. Let's do a fucking heist, man. Let's get fucking baby oiled up like and do a heist.
They're not about
It's
cars
not about
anymore.
cars
And it was
anymore.
like actually like racing, whereas now
Yeah.
like fucking Vin Diesel's like hooking his car onto like
A missile.
bridges and
yeah,
shit.
It just became so unrealistic. It used to be about the street racing and like the modification of cars and shit, and like
And you
the
could
cult classic
you
cars.
could relate to that because that's what you did in Katie
Lad.
back in the day
This is what I was
He
thinking on the
was-
way up the road. Tokyo Drift was my actual favorite movie like,
of all time.
of all time.
Seriously,
Yeah,
I don't even know if I could
because
pick a favorite movie
it's
of all
beautiful. Like it spawned a cult class of like children who like didn't just love your standard like Ferrari or Lamborghini. They started to love like
Skylines.
Skylines, fucking Mazda RX-7s.
Yeah.
like
But it
all
wasn't
that
even
shit.
about
Like.
Skylines in it. It was more like
What did that?
there was
like,
the RX. Was it the RX? Was it not the RX?
Evos,
5?
fucking. Oh, they had them in
The
Tokyo
I
Drift.
love the Evo in it. I hate the Evo in it.
The 350Z,
I think that's why I like
And then
Too Fast, Too Furious as well. The Evo,
DS15 as well, the Silvia. But
I love Too Fast Too Furious. Whenever Paul Walker, R.I.P. when I said drop it, cur. Said drop it, cur. Like he walks out and he's like, bro, this is crazy. He's like, I said drop it. And then the guy is like, bro, it is
Two
I said
Jay-Z,
drop
no
it, cur.
shit,
I
bruh.
think all the old ones were good as well because like the cars that would have been in like Need for Speed at the time were like in Fast and Furious like back then, like like the Evo.
Do you know-
like,
do you know
even
what it
like
was?
Mitsubishi Eclipse? Remember it?
Do you know what it was?
And the Eclipse and Too Fast, Too
Yeah.
Furious.
Less
Yeah.
budget, so they had to be more creative. They had to put more thought into it. Whereas
Exactly.
you see now, too much budget.
But I get what Shay is saying
Yeah.
as well because like the fucking Tokyo Drift was purely about racing, like,
Yeah.
like purely about drifting. Even like the second one was
Yeah.
sort of like he's he's a cop in it, really.
Yeah, fair.
I get it was probably hard to change storylines and shit, like to keep doing that. Like,
Yeah.
so they probably went down that heist route. Like,
If you
But-
were to, here's a good question. If you were like say right, so you're saying after the fourth one it went to shit.
yeah,
If you were to make a fifth one and it was gonna be the last Fast and the Furious, what would you have done?
Tokyo Drift 2. Have to
And
go.
who
You have to
would
go
that
back.
would Paul Walker and all have been in it?
No,
Seriously?
Sean Boswell,
Yeah.
Han would have had to been in it. I'd maybe have had Vin
Would you
Diesel.
have brought Han back to life?
Do you remember? Han never died. Sure, he's back now. For
I know,
fuck's sake.
but
Yeah.
like you thought he would die. But
Yeah,
Oh,
I hated that whole the way they tried to fucking bring that back into the new
lad,
like the new stuff. That
yeah,
ruined
they
it, like.
basically tried to say that Fast and
Mhm.
Furious Tokyo Drift was in the like in the same timeline as Fast 5.
And then
Oh,
you're
like,
buying,
it
just doesn't.
what do you call your buying?
Jason Statham.
You're
or
buying
what?
Tokyo Drift as a Shane,
Sean Boswell.
and he looks about 20 years older.
Yeah.
And he comes back, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Fuck me, man."
But yeah, at the end of that, Vin Diesel showed up,
Yeah,
and he was all like, "Oh, didn't know you rode with Han, or didn't know Han drove muscle and all." And he was like, "Oh, I did when he rode with me." Like,
yeah.
so like they should have like lifted it up there and
Yeah.
continued that on
And
it.
kept
yeah.
what had Vin Diesel in Tokyo
Vin
Drift.
Diesel and like fucked about with that shit and
I know, but
just created
Paul
some
Walker
storyline.
was the
Like.
best in it. Like.
I don't know. Like, I'm not really like. I don't think he would have suited the Tokyo Drift scene. Like.
I would have said he suited it more than Vin Diesel. Like.
The fact that they've made movies after he passed away says it all to me. Clearly
Mm.
wasn't an integral
but
part.
There was a good.
Because the most recent movie, there's a nuclear fallout. Where's Paul? He's at home looking after the kids.
He's
Fuck off!
looking
Like,
after the
oh,
kids,
fuck
like.
off!
Yeah.
Like, guys, the fate of the
There's-
world.
do you
There's
think-
a
do you think they
device
shoulda
that's going to
killed him
blow up.
off?
Who?
Do you think they should have killed him off?
No.
See, it would have been disrespectful because the movie was literally
Yeah.
coming
But
out
then,
like
like,
a
they
month
could
after he
have
died.
done it like they did in Black Panther. Like.
the latest
Yeah.
one.
You
The
know,
late-
like sort of a bit of a
have you seen the
standoff,
end
like.
of Fast
Probably.
9?
And the fact they kept
They did-
going.
they
like,
made-
They called the baby Paul,
Yeah.
didn't
yeah.
they?
No, they
No,
called
was
it
it Brian?
Brian. Yeah,
Yeah.
baby Brian.
Yeah,
But like,
that's right,
oh, have you seen the end of Fast 9? Where they're having the barbecue, like the stereotypical barbecue and Coronas and
I
like
didn't watch
fat
that.
family. And then it's like, oh, can I say grace? And it's like, hold on a minute, baby Brian. There's a space at the table. And then you hear, oh, he's coming up the road. You just hear, remember the skyline comes up the road. It's meant to be like Brian. And it's like, he comes in with the baby seats and all. Like, flip me. Hey, that's been a while. 2 weeks looking after these childs.
I don't even think I've seen that.
Meanwhile, Vin Diesel's been out wrecking boys, and he's just like, oh, I've had the amount of sleepless nights I've had looking after all your wins, eh?
Tokyo Drift is only rated like 6.4 in MBD.
I think it's
That pissed me
such,
off.
such a good film. Like.
People are always like, oh, it's tacky and shitty and it's just like crap. But you know what's so beautiful about it? Something you may not have noticed at
What?
the end, you know, whenever the garage gets raided
Yeah.
and the like cops take all the cars and the only thing left is the car at the start where Sean crashed. So it's like in shit, but like the engine's grand.
Yeah.
But Sean's dad was like building a car at his house and it was a Mustang, so an American car. And then they take the engine from the Japanese car and put it in the Mustang.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a metaphor at the end. They take the American car, put the Japanese engine in, because Sean is an American, but he found his heart in Japan.
Wow.
No one ever knows.
A tear's rolled down my eye.
It's so beautiful. Like. It's so poetic.
I think
What an
that
You
ending.
just imagine Shay watching it for the first time, crying. Honestly.
I remember whenever I realised that. I
And
was
he's
like,
sitting with Aoife trying to explain
Oh.
it there, and he's like, I think it's a beautiful
don't get it,
metaphor.
eh?
Crying. She's just
I
like,
think this is a
Shay,
good.
shut
I
the
think
fuck
this
up.
is a good segue to get into. I tasked everyone to find 2 interesting movie facts from their favorite or just general movies. You just came out with one, Shay. Like,
I'll
so
go
this
all
should be
day on Fast and
relatively
Furious.
easy.
I've got
So
a
many
good,
good
Let's
Fast
maybe
and
move away from
I'm
Fast and
gonna. I don't
Furious.
have any Fast and
I've got a
Furious
good
ones.
few here.
Let's go.
So I've got a few Marvel ones, obviously.
Yeah.
So, you know, in the Avengers,
Yeah.
at the end when they're in like that sort of Chinese shop,
The shawarma.
they go to get shawarma.
Yeah.
You can't see Chris Evans' face, and he's like sitting like this
Yeah.
because he has prosthetics on,
Right.
because he had a beard for like he was shooting Snowpiercer.
Right.
So like that scene was never going to be in the movie, but then they shot it. But at the time, he had a big beard, so they had to.
right.
Yes.
He put like prosthetics on, and if
Right.
you actually see a photo of what he looked like, you know, like he couldn't have done it any other way.
Yeah.
And then I've got another Marvel fact. So you know the way they had the Hulk was Eric Banner,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or Eric Bana, whatever the fuck way you said. So Eric Bana was the first Hulk, and then they had the reboot with Edward Norton, and that's the one that's sort of in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo was actually meant to be that Hulk.
Right.
So the director at the time Mark Ruffalo was actually the first choice for the Hulk for that movie.
So he was
But
turned down.
it ended up being Edward Norton.
Holy fuck.
So like
Comeback
the
season, bro.
director actually wanted him.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I'll just run through mine here. I've got one more. So, you know Dallas Buyers Club?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The film's budget for that Dallas Buyers Club was so low that the makeup budget was $250.
Right.
The film went on to win the Oscar for hairstyling and makeup.
Oh my. What?
Yeah.
That's the one that he won the Oscar for with
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio whenever he done, was it Wolf of Wall Street?
Maybe,
Yeah.
yeah. But that
That's
like
mad,
he
like-
lost so much.
Yeah, he committed to
Fuck,
that
he
role.
was
And like
sick, eh?
I never watched it till like a year ago. It's actually such a good film.
Yeah.
Man. It's unreal.
What's yours, Shay?
I'll go. The snow that was used in Wizard of Oz was actually asbestos. So
What?
I've heard about this.
in the famous poppy field scene in the Wizard of Oz, the snow coming down is calming to Dorothy and her pose and her friends, but they should probably have been far less relaxed. And this was actually asbestos-based snowflakes, a popular Christmas decoration throughout the United States and Europe at the time.
And apparently that film was mad.
Did loads of
That,
people
like,
not die? Like?
yeah, like apparently
The Tin Man died
the
as
Tin
well.
Man died.
He
apparently.
died of lead poisoning
Yeah.
or something.
It's so fucking poisonous. Like.
Yeah, that's nuts. Like, but or was it lead poisoning or something? He or did some sort of like lead-based makeup
Like
or
if
something.
you
they're
take,
putting
you know
on
the
him?
way like asbestos grows in like roofs and like sheds and all.
Yeah, they used it as insulation.
But like if you don't dispose of that like in a legal way, like you have to pay a load of money to get rid of that. Like it's
a
insane.
bastard. I see if you find that in the house, you are fucked. Like.
Yeah. Buddy Ebsen was originally cast as the Tin Man, but the aluminium dust in his makeup was so toxic it nearly choked him to death. So he was replaced by Jack Haley. Another thing as well, you know the lion costume in it was made of actual lion skin.
What?
Wouldn't get away with that these
like,
days.
Flip like that film's the shady stuff behind that film's unreal.
There's something shady about the monkeys as
Yeah.
well. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah.
Flying monkeys. But moving on from that.
They were real flying monkeys. They just launched them out of a cannon.
Just
like.
like grew monkey like in a fucking laboratory and grew wings and all on them.
The most profitable film of all time is actually Paranormal Activity.
Oh,
So thanks to its microscopic budget and a major success at the box office, a 2007 film, Paranormal Activity scored a return on the investment of $19,000 758%. So it cost just 60,000, and it had to make another like 4,000 to profit, but it actually ended up making 89 million.
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ,
Not
That's
so.
that is
madness.
crazy.
Yeah, it was great. Man. I remember it coming out. Like it was like that was the first of its kind. Like there was
Yeah.
nothing like that at the time. Like. That's me.
I have one.
Oh, well,
Go.
I did. It's not movies, but it's Modern Family facts.
Well,
I was going to use them. Do you know Cam isn't actually gay in
Yeah.
real life?
yeah.
He's married to a woman.
Yeah.
Gloria's actual natural colour is blonde,
Blonde.
but she wanted to change it to brown to be more
Yeah.
stereotypical Latina woman.
Yeah.
And what else?
They were-
what do you call it? Is it not Cameron?
Mitch.
Mitch was actually cast as Cameron.
Oh?
Yeah, so he was
Wow.
actually supposed to play Cameron, but
Alright.
then they switched at the end. And then what do you call Matt LeBlanc?
Yeah.
Was supposed to play Phil.
That's madness.
And Matt
What?
LeBlanc turned it down at the last minute. He goes, I don't think I suit the role. And
Yeah.
then Phil done
No way.
it. Yeah, that's madly.
And they weren't Ty
The amount
Burrell,
of
the
money
guy.
he would have made
I
off
know.
that.
Ty
I know.
Burrell, who does play Phil in
You
Modern
could
Family,
not have
he
cast a better
he
person.
was going to turn it down as well. Like, he wasn't he was unsure about taking the role. I've
Yeah.
read somewhere. Like.
He was
He's
perfect.
not
by the way.
really in anything else either.
No,
No,
he's perfect.
you couldn't have played. You couldn't have cast it better.
I couldn't imagine Matt
Unbelievable.
LeBlanc. Like I've only seen some Modern Family, but like you couldn't imagine anyone else.
Yeah,
You couldn't imagine
He's-
him playing.
he's unreal in it. Luke's a genius in real life,
I've heard that.
and also first season, the mum.
She was pregnant.
She was pregnant and she had to hide it the whole film. For
Yeah.
season. So a lot of good facts about that. Like.
I
Fun
picked up a few.
facts.
I picked up a few facts for some films that I've liked. We've all seen Django.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Will Smith was meant to play Django, but they got Jamie Foxx instead. Apparently, he turned it down.
Seriously?
Yep. Apparently, that would have been a massive But then you couldn't have picked anybody better than Jamie Foxx. Like
Yeah,
Jamie
he was
Foxx
brilliant in that
was literally perfect. Like
I actually
um,
have a Django fact.
Is this the
is this the
DiCaprio one?
Leonardo
Yeah.
DiCaprio? That's literally one of mine.
I was gonna say, I was thinking it's gonna be
say
the
that.
next one.
You can say it.
So for those who are listening who don't know, there's a scene in Django where it's right at the end where they twig on that the German doctor's trying to buy the man's Django's wife, and when things get heated, Leonardo DiCaprio stands up at the table and smashes his hand down on a glass. But it was actually that wasn't scripted. He actually smashed the glass and like slit his middle of his palm and like bled out in the middle of the set. But like he just kept going.
Yeah.
And apparently, like, what you call your guy,
Quentin Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino,
Yeah.
just was like telling everybody. Apparently was like mad, like looking to get it. He was like, "No, keep rolling." Like
He smeared it on the girl's face
Yeah.
as well, didn't he? His own
Yeah.
blood. Like.
he
What's
smeared it
that?
on the
What a
girls.
sicko,
Yeah.
like. And he didn't even get an Oscar for that.
Have
Did
you heard?
know in Wolf of Wall Street? You know the scene where you're by what do you call him? Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
You know the scene where you're the Punisher guy. What's his name?
Oh, John Berthel.
So the scene where John Berthon
Punches
punches
him?
Jonah Hill, he actually punched him. Like he actually said to Jonah Hill, he's like, "I want this to be as authentic as possible. I'm gonna actually punch you."
Is that the guy who
And he
done the
hit
pitch?
him. What?
Is that the guy who done the pitch? You know the
Yeah,
Yeah,
pitch?
yeah.
The scene where it's
Fuck
like
me.
beside the pool or something, isn't it?
Yeah. So this was another one I found out actually earlier on during the week. So on the topic of Avatar, right? Did you know that Matt Damon was meant to originally play the main actor in Avatar?
Yeah, I knew this.
Right? Did you hear about the money
He was
situation?
meant to get like a certain percentage
So-
on it. No?
James Cameron, so basically Matt Damon turned down the role in Avatar because he didn't feel like he fitted the role, and he was working on the Bourne Ultimatum at the time.
Yeah.
And obviously, like Matt Damon done Bourne Identity, Bourne
Supremacy.
Supremacy, Bourne Ultimatum, like he done the whole thing. He wanted to finish that off, but in 2021 he revealed that James Cameron, director of Avatar, courted him to star in the 2009, the first one, and like to try and get him on board, offering him a deal which basically Matt Damon would get 10% of the film's box office profits.
Holy fuck! What is the box office?
Avatar went to gross over 2 billion. So like Matt Damon would have got
200
north
million?
of 250 million
Fuck.
for that role, but he
Me.
turned it down. Like.
That's fine.
Oh.
So he told like the press, "I will go down in history. You will never meet another actor who turned down more money than me."
That's fucking
I couldn't see him in it though.
No, I don't think he'd be as good. Like. I don't.
Like, I don't think it would have done as well
Yeah.
if it was
Yeah.
such a big
But
actor. and
James
all.
Cameron was talking to the BBC radio for the newest release, and they were asking him about it, and he was like, apparently James Cameron was like, he's beating himself up over this, and I really think, Matt, you're kind of like one of the biggest movie stars in the world, just get over it.
Yeah.
And it's like, how much money do you need? Like, do you know what I mean?
I
Like,
wonder
he'll
did
be-
that guy Donald even get any shares in the movie?
Who was he? Was he in any movies before that? Or?
Yeah, he's in a good few
Yeah.
movies. Like, he's in
He's not-
in a Terminator movie, isn't he?
he's not overly popular, like.
Who was your favourite action film hero back in the day when you were younger? Thinking of Arnie here, like.
I proper
What's-
love the Rocky movies. Like,
Yeah.
I think they're sick. Like,
Yeah.
I genuinely would watch them now and still think they're good. Like,
Yeah, I love the
like
one with
people-
Ivan Drago in it. What do you
yeah,
call him?
like it's lethal.
Sick.
Is it
Sick.
Rocky 3?
3,
Yeah,
best one, yeah, unbelievable.
that's so good.
Your man starred, the guy in Avatar, he starred in a Netflix film there called Fractured.
Yeah,
It's
Oh,
real.
fuck.
It's twisty.
It is dark.
It's good,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's very good.
The
Like
ending. Like,
the
oh
ending
my
is,
God.
oh my word, lad, one of the biggest twists ever.
Mindfucky movie.
Oh,
No, it's
biggest,
proper mindfucky
like,
I love
movie,
those.
you're
Love those.
actually like, oh my gosh, like get this man, like what he needs,
Because you're
and then the
proper
end
like,
of the
what the
films,
fuck's
you're like,
going on?
oh, what the flip?
Have you watched Vanilla Skies?
No.
Oh, fuck
Watch that,
off,
eh?
man.
Not
You
best
love it,
mindfucky
man.
movie ever.
So I feel like we've delved into the world of movies and really proved our knowledge on movies. So another task we set ourselves for this week's episode on movies is to come up with your own movie concept and try and sell it to the other two hosts. So
Yes. Well, we said if we were to do our own Netflix movie.
yeah,
What do you think of Netflix movies? Just before we go on,
some are crap, some are good.
I think the majority of them are bad. Like.
Yeah, like yeah. Majority of them are bad.
So
There is some gems, like
yeah,
You can't
Very
deny.
few, like very few.
But it's the majority of them are shit. Like a
So-
lot of them are shit. Like
the task
All the
was
series are shit.
come up with a movie name, come up with the plot. So not obviously you don't have to like list the whole 2-hour movie out, but like come up with the general plot, try and create a bit of intrigue. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah.
And then the most crucial one: who's starring in your movie? Who's the cast, the A-list cast? So maybe start off with you, Shay, or start off with you, Tommy.
I've got it down here. Like.
All right, let's go. He was the confidence this man and like give to me whenever I walked in. I was like, "Have you got your movie sorted?" I was like I'm still really thinking of mine. He was like, "Lad, I've got mine sorted. Don't you worry."
Jesus.
So
I
I'm
don't
scared.
mind with the help of ChatGPT.
Are we gonna say that's cheating?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but
But
anyway,
I've
continue on.
sort of improved it.
All
Like,
right,
so
okay.
it's like this is in depth. Like. So it's called the Deception Syndicate. I didn't come up with that.
Yeah, definitely not. That's well past your.
So it stars Detective Ryan, who's played by Tom Holland.
Nice. Knew that was coming.
He is tasked with solving a string of high-profile heists that have left the city in a state of panic.
Right.
The criminal behind the heists is known for their elaborate planning and complete control over their operation, leaving the police at a loss. So the way I see it is, Tom Holland's like this hotshot detective.
Mm-hmm.
There's these heists going on, but like no one knows who the leader is like behind it.
Yeah.
But the leader's going to be played by Christian Bale.
Right.
Nobody knows his name.
Right.
He just goes by an alias. But I
Right.
didn't think of an alias. So let's say Ghost.
Jam jar.
Jam jar. So Rand's investigation leads him in the door of Frank, played by Robert Downey Jr.
Nice.
A retired cop turned private investigator. Frank has information that could help Rand crack the case, but he's also got his own personal vendetta against the criminal organisation behind the heists. Throughout the film, there's a mystery around why Frank, played by Robert Downey Jr., left the force. I've added this bit in. So Tom Holland's character keeps digging and asks around, but can never get an answer to his why, like he left the force or what happened. But it turns out that Christian Bale, the like leader of the gang, Robert Downey Jr., found out who he was, and he says like he like threatened to kill his wife if he told anyone, and he found out he was going to go to the police. He killed his wife, and he didn't go to the police.
Oh my. Wow.
And Tom Holland,
You added that bit in?
yeah,
Mm.
Tom Holland finds this out.
Right.
So he's like, in the film, he's going to be sort of like in two minds. He doesn't want to do it. He's like, it's not worth it. He's sort of given up. He's a bit of a drinking problem type of character, like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So they team up anyway, and they go to like they're getting closer and closer, but they're just like inches away, like always like missing out. And then as it ends, the ending is gonna be to get there, capture by like basically have him, and it's like Robert Downey Jr. and Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Next thing, Tom Holland pulls a gun on Robert Downey Jr.
Right.
He's actually Christian Bale's son, and he planted him in the police force to find out if anyone knew who he really was.
Right.
And he shoots Robert Downey Jr.
Oh my days.
And the movie ends. Done. I think that's pretty good. Like.
My pits are sweating. That was intense.
You're going into detail.
If you dragged it out, like if you actually made it like a proper movie.
I'm telling you something. I was actually thinking about this before we started this. See if we mention the plot and it ends up hitting the big screen. I want this noted down, and I want.
I have it all in my head how I want it to go. So like
you sold the rights to ChatGPT, and they're going to end up making a movie on it. Like.
Probably.
Do you want me to go next, or do you want to go next?
Mine's not as in depth, so I'll just like quickly shoot mine out. Like.
Right, let's go.
But I've actually had this idea for like years now, like, that I'd love to have done this. Like,
she's like, I don't want to go too in depth. Pulls out a script. So there's each script each.
There's this ogre that lives in a swamp, and he's friends with a donkey.
As we talked about earlier, obviously I'm in the horror films and shit, like.
Yeah.
But I'd love to make my own like found footage movie, where like it's partially like sort of real, like, where we send like a couple of us into a forest and we actually see what really happens, like. But like obviously you're gonna like play up to it a bit and add some like special effects and shit, like people start dying, you know, like your generic horror film.
Yeah.
But the thing that pisses me off about horror films is like it's always like 2 minutes of suspense.
Yeah.
And then it's like storytelling for the rest of it.
Yeah.
So I'd like it just to be constantly fucking all going. So like say a group of friends go into the forest together. Yeah. Shit starts getting freaky.
Oh no.
But it doesn't stop getting freaky.
Freaky
oh, dear.
But
freaky.
the things like trees start moving,
Trees start
creeping you out.
I think that's the wind.
Branches,
Branches
start snapping.
But like I think like in the end up it turns out like this forest is actually alive and it ends up killing everyone. But like I want to like I'm not really interested in like the storytelling aspect of it. I just want, because it's a horror film, like I think people get too carried away in telling a story. Nice. It just needs to be fucking
intense,
gory, and a ghost. There has to be like it has to be a demon in it as well. Yeah. But you never see him because that's always, it's the most intense part is you never get to see them.
Nice. I wouldn't watch it personally because I hate horror films.
I'd call it The Woods.
The Woods. Nice.
The Woods.
My one is called Hit Marker. My one is called Hit Marker. So here's the plot. The US have developed state-of-the-art robot soldiers who are enhanced in their capabilities and fully remote controllable.
I feel like this is a robot.
In order to carry out Black Ops off-the-records raids and military missions, the US partner with a gaming company to develop a game helping them to find the top 5 players in the USA. These players are then recruited by the military to control these robots as they carry out a series of Black Ops military operations. After an intelligence mission deep in a Russian forest goes wrong, the Russian army begins to trace the operation and the operatives back to the USA. In a frenzy to cover their tracks from the Russians, the US government begin eliminating all evidence of the operation, leaving no loose ends. Chased by enemies, both foreign and domestic, with a target on their backs, the squad must fight for their lives and ditch the virtual for reality.
It's not I think that is a movie.
I don't think it.
How does that work?
So basically,
like how does it ditch? If they've recruited 4 guys,
five. They've recruited 5.
So these 5 guys are going to go up against like the Russian army.
Right. So
they've never been at war at all.
Basically,
these fat fucking Dorito eaters.
That's the point, right? But
was it like a comedy?
So my issue is with this: the guys who have got to play like the gamer dudes are just absolute babes. So basically, USA are like, right, we can't send men in to do these missions, so we'll build these enhanced robots. But who are we going to get to control them? I don't know. So they make a game.
Ninja?
They find the top 5 players.
Like Ninja and Nick Merckx and Nick the top one and all.
So then when they find the players, then they like obviously control it. But then deep in the Russian friggin' forest, one of the guys like gets shot. One of the robots gets shot, and they discover like it's US parts. So they trace it back, and then Russia's after them. The US are obviously trying to cover up their. So it's like, oh my word, I'm being hunted by the US and Russia.
Yeah. Who plays? Who's in the
You know what I mean? So
Have you actually got a cast?
yes. So the 5 actors who'll play like the young gamers / like then turned into foot soldiers, because obviously they're trying to avoid a hit marker, are Aaron Taylor Johnson, Tom Holland, Timothy Chalamet, Will Porter, and Dylan O'Brien. Or Brian.
O'Brien.
Yeah.
It's actually not a bad cast.
So Aaron
I
Taylor.
think you're way out of fucking. What do you call him? Aaron Taylor Johnson's a bit far stretched, I think.
Why?
But he's like a man. Like
Nah, he's not.
he's
play
fucking
games too.
jacked.
No, he's not. He's Jack now.
Yeah, but like
I
I
know,
can't
man,
imagine.
but
You
like-
couldn't imagine him being a gamer. Like.
Get him a bit of 4 Doritos, a couple of geeky
Give him
glasses,
some
and he'll be
Doritos.
fine. The military commanders who are in charge of the operation are John Krasinski, because Jennifer Lawrence, because and then Chris Hemsworth, and then
This is an expensive movie.
I
to
know
make,
the
like.
American hitman after these guys is Ryan Gosling, and the Russian hitman is Josh Stewart,
Why is the Americans after him?
because they're trying to cover up their tracks. That's the whole point of the movie.
Oh, so the Americans.
The Americans
go
and
after the
Russians are
gamers.
after them. So the Americans are trying to cover up their tracks. They're like trying to kill them off.
So
But
they're
then the
going
Russians
after
are
the
obviously
gamers.
after them because they've been caught out. Like,
So the Russians come to America to find them.
yeah. So then these guys are trying to run from enemies, both foreign and domestic. That's the whole point.
It's not bad. Like.
It's not bad for making it up.
On domestic.
Yeah. Nice.
Nice.
2 movies in the pipeline.
There we go. But anyway, that's our 2 movies. If you like the sound of them, get in touch. And also, if you have your own idea for your own movie, send them through. And also let us know what your favourite movie is of all time and why.
If it's
And
not
we'll-
Tokyo Drift, fuck
We'll
you.
read them out in the next episode. Moving on then to Ross's rants. We kind of touched on it earlier on in the episode. My Ross's rants this week are movies that should have quit while they're ahead. One of them was, as you could guess, Fast and Furious.
Yes.
Should have quit while they were ahead.
That is
I
correct.
think we've covered the reasons why. No need to revisit that topic. Another one that I had
I hope
discovered
the
during
next
the
one was
week.
Spider-Man.
Oh,
Wash your mouth out with soap and water. Another one that I had was Die Hard. Die Hard.
what are they on, 5?
Yeah, they're on. You had Die Hard 1, Die Hard 2, Die Hard 3, Die Hard 4 was the one where the plane
Honestly-
and then they've Die Hard 5.
I honestly
Die
couldn't
Hard
tell
with
you
a
the
Vengeance.
difference in
Die
any of them.
Hard 4, the one where he shoots himself in the van.
Yeah. Die Hard 5 is the one where he ramps the cop car up the thing and hits the.
I'm not a big fan
Yeah.
of Bruce Willis, not gonna lie.
I know there's one he wears fake feet in it, and he jumps out of a building.
That's Die Hard 1.
Is it?
Yeah, because he's obviously walking on glass and stuff.
I honestly can't differentiate any of them
Yeah.
from each other. Like they all
Die
just
Hard 1
went
was
into one
good.
place.
Like Die Hard 1 was obviously the best. Like it was.
He
but
died
then-
hard. Like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then my third one, not to linger this, Tekken.
What? Oh yeah, they made 3 of
Taken.
those,
They
didn't
made yeah, and there is rumors that there could be a fourth.
Fuck off.
And the other one that I had on was Indiana
Transporter.
Jones. I really like Indiana
Transporter's a good
Jones.
film, though.
Yeah, too many of them though.
Yeah.
Why
Um,
3, 4?
They made 3 and then they rebooted it and someone else done one, like, but it wasn't Jason Statham.
Home Alone.
Yeah,
Mad. They made 4 of those.
I know.
It's just
How
the
many
cla-
times are they going to
There's
leave
more
first
than
two
4.
behind?
I'd say there's more than 4 now.
I know the first 2 with Macaulay Culkin fucking smashed it, like.
Yeah.
But they just should have stopped there.
It's
like.
just when they start making money, like,
Yeah.
they can't say no to
But
it.
I feel like Avatar's going that way too.
again, if you're listening, yeah, there's another one rumor for 2024.
There's gonna be 4 at
yeah,
least.
4 I'd heard as well. Like.
If you're listening to this and there is any films which are just like, stop while you're ahead, let us know.
Do you think the Marvel movies are gonna fall into that?
Probably not, as long as they can keep on like a relative flow.
I think this Ant-Man and the Wasp is gonna be a big one. Like, I think it'll be a decider of
Yeah.
whether or not.
See, it's good because they're not technically the same film. Like,
Yeah.
and those
Part
are
of the
all
same
Marvel. Like,
universe.
but-
What's happening with Spider-Man? Like, is Tom Holland signed
We
up
need
for
to
it,
know.
you I do.
He takes me in the
I
bed.
think
He
what's
takes me
gonna
into the
happen.
bedroom.
He was
and
like
he
at the
says,
start there, he was sort of like, is he fucking doing this or what? And then he's like, no, I'm fucking serious. I need to know.
I do
I
need to know.
Tom,
I
if you're
wanna-
listening to this podcast right now, get in touch with Tommy.
He probably did.
I think I
know.
know what they're gonna do. I think they're gonna do like 2 more with him. On he's gonna die and Miles Morales is gonna come in.
Jaden Smith, I've heard, is going to play.
Oh, I fucking hate Jaden Smith.
I think it should be someone you don't know. I think it should be just
Karate Kid's another
an
one.
absolute. Yeah.
I don't like Jaden
Don't
Smith.
know.
Yeah,
I
don't
wouldn't
think
be.
he's
I
been
would
a
not
good
be
enough
surprised
film.
if I went on your phone and found that you were DMing Tom Holland on Instagram or something like.
God, it's
Sending him
history.
voice notes for months now, and he's not
Spider-Man
replying.
nudes.
Hi Tom, it's my name's Tom too.
Coincidence.
Coincidence? I think not.
Funny.
I'm actually not too far from you. I've googled your address and I actually live in Belfast. So if you ever want to link up, let me know. I just want to know, are you planning on revisiting Spider-Man? Because, like, honestly, I need you in my life.
For real.
I'm so happy that you and Zendaya have decided to have a family, but really, if you could put that on pause for a while, because my life's not the same.
I don't need your spider babies. I need you, baby.
Shoot me with your web. Ending the podcast, you had a few movies that you had, Shay, which you're going to
Let's
get us
go.
to predict what was higher. What was the challenge you?
Are doing the IMDb comparison. So I've picked 2 movies. I've sort of tried to make them like similar genre or
Nice.
actor, something in common.
Things, same vibes.
So I put them in that.
What do we have to do?
So you have to guess which one is higher rated.
Okay.
Right.
So let's start with the first one.
Put your phone away. Don't be cheating.
So-
Stop messaging Tom. You're deleting. Tommy's in deleting all his messages.
The first one, Endgame or Avatar. Just because they're 2 high-grossing films. Like.
What's higher rated in
What
terms
is
of critics
higher rated?
or audience score?
IMDb score.
I want to say Endgame, but I think it's probably Avatar.
No, I'm going to say Endgame.
The first Avatar, by the way.
I'm going to say Endgame.
I think it's Avatar, but my head says Avatar, my heart says Endgame.
It is, in fact, Endgame.
Yes.
8.4
Let's go.
to an Avatar 7.9.
Fuck you, James Cameron.
Yeah.
Bitch. The next one, Leonardo DiCaprio based, Titanic or Wolf of Wall Street.
Ooh.
I said straight.
Wolf of Wall Street.
I'm gonna say Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7.9 Titanic and 8.2 Wolf of Wall Street.
We should have counted these scores, and whoever wins wins.
Yeah, well, Ross got the first one. You got not. Who got that last
We
one?
drew the second one, so I'm in the lead.
Jeez,
One
count
nil.
with your
2 to
finger
1.
there. So 2-1.
Let's
Right, we have
go.
6 all together. So
Oh.
next one. Toy Story or The Lion King? 2 Disney fucking classics.
What's the top one?
I'm going to say The Lion King.
What about you?
I'll say Toy Story.
Lion King.
Yes!
Oh no.
8.5
I am
to Toy
DB me.
Story. 8.3.
I am.
What is the highest rated
close.
movie
That's
on
close. Like,
IMDb? Is it Shawshank?
don't know.
I think it is, yeah.
And then Godfather 1 and 2. Okay, the next one, disaster movie or Cats, the one with James Corden.
Which one's better?
Which one is better?
Disaster movie's got to be better.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'm going to say Cats.
Cats, actually.
No way.
Disaster movie is actually the lowest rated movie on IMDb with 2.1.
Man. I don't think I've seen either of them.
But Cats
Disaster
isn't
movie. You've definitely seen clips of
probably
disaster
seen it.
movie.
Yeah.
scary movie type one. Yeah,
Oh,
it's shit. Like.
no, sorry, I'm thinking of the Disaster Artist. You know the one with James Franco where he does the one of your guy that made his own movie.
What?
Oh,
No,
it's
haven't seen
funny,
that.
you know.
But yeah, Cats only got 2.8.
It was meant to be awful.
Desperately. Right, how many have we left? That's 4, so 2 left, right? Spider-Man, No Way Home, or Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse was better, I think. Better rated.
I'm going to say No Way Home.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's really,
Is this even?
That's really highly rated.
Is this
Yeah.
even?
No, I'm one ahead now.
I think
We'll do
he's
double
wrong.
points.
Double or nothing.
Double bubble.
Thomas was I can actually see sweat stains from Thomas as soon as you said Spider-Man. He was like, Tom's going to be watching this.
I'm sorry.
Right, the last one. It's not a movie, but it's current. The Walking Dead or The Last of Us?
The
Last of Us.
It is The Last of Us.
Sure.
It 100% is.
I'm sure no one's going to win if you're supposed to. Oh, no.
No,
wait.
Last of Us. I'm gonna go Last of Us. Has to be.
It's The Last of Us. It's
Yeah.
9.2 to
Yeah.
8.1.
You can't. Honestly, I've
Yeah.
watched 4 episodes of The
believe
Last
I
of Us. You
fucking-
cannot rate that against Walking Dead. Like.
I've only watched 3. No spoilers.
So good.
Cult, though.
Pedro
Walking
Pascal.
Dead. People love that shit, though.
Anyway, listen, that was a cracker podcast on movies, something that we
Cracker.
all enjoy. If you have any topics that you want us to discuss on these solo podcasts, please get in touch and let us know.
And yeah, hit that subscribe button. Go
Indeed.
Give us a 5-star rating on Spotify and Apple Music and stuff.
And we will
Tune in next week for a podcast with
another interesting guest. Yes.
next week?
Next week
Uh,
is a guest. I think.
Yes, it's another guest.
Which one goes first? Find
Well-
out next week.
We have some class guests lined up for
Actually,
everybody,
yeah.
like sick
So
guests,
interesting.
experts on different things.
If you enjoyed last week's podcast, there's more to come.
Oh, so many interesting people. And if you know anybody who you think, flip, he or she could be on that podcast, let us know.
Yeah.
Send in a request. But anyway, apart from that, we will speak to you very, very soon. Thank you again for listening, and bye.